presented that in committee. And so with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, the board is clear, but we do have a white card wishing to speak for information purposes, Dr. Jim Henderson, and then we will take Greg Gonzalez, who has a red card wishing to speak. So for information purposes first, Dr. Henderson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I want to personally thank the author for being accessible, being willing to engage in a conversation, being willing to take some suggestions that, from my perspective, make the bill better postured. But I did think it was important that this body understands what tenure is not. And tenure is not the permanent lifelong guarantee of a job without conditions. Tenure is earned by faculty members through 6 years of rigorous work, of developing a track record of scholarship, research, peer review. It's awarded first by their peers, then through their academic administration. Ultimately, every offer of tenure is approved by the Board of Supervisors at our institutions. It's extraordinarily arduous work to achieve tenure. Tenure is inextricably linked with academic freedom. Has been since the 1600s, when Galileo was charged with heresy for suggesting the idea that the earth actually orbits around the sun instead of vice versa. He was convicted of heresy and sentenced to house arrest for the rest of his life. That's not a good example of academic freedom. Our faculty are the heart and soul of our institutions. The first 5 whereas clauses of this resolution are one of the strongest justifications for tenure that I've ever seen. The second 2 do give me some pause, but again, that's legislative prerogative to put that in. Should this bill pass, we will be active participants in the conversation. I suggest to you that there's really only one logical conclusion for this conversation, and that is an attestation of the invaluable nature of indeterminate tenure in the pursuit of our work. Our faculty have done some amazing work under some arduous situations, tumultuous situations. 2 years of pandemic that followed 8 years of one of the largest disinvestments in the nation's history in higher education. They continue to work on behalf of students, on behalf of scholarship, on behalf of research. My relationship with you, and certainly with the author, is one that they don't get to enjoy. They view legislators as a faceless entity, and the only interaction with you is with headlines that are usually on most controversial subjects. You should understand why there can be angst by faculty members. In addition, tenure, or the caricature of tenure, has been weaponized at the national level for political pursuits. I just encourage you to ensure that the representation and the conversation around this is about the merits and not about the politics. Mr. Chairman, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. We do have a question for Dr. Henry.